In about a week, on September 16, it will be 3 years in Japan. So for 3 long years I have been studying abroad in Japan and I haven't gone back to Bangladesh. And for these 3 years I have faced a lot of different situations, I have learned a lot, I have developed as a person. And also in these 3 years I have got a lot of questions about studying abroad and also studying abroad in Japan specifically. So here's a series of videos where I'll be talking about those commonly asked questions and starting with this one. Hey guys, my name is Rash and welcome to EEQ. So today's video is about how to buy a phone or get a SIM in Japan. So one of the very common questions I get when someone gets accepted to a university and they are getting ready to come to Japan is, when I come to Japan, how do I get a mobile phone? How do I get a SIM? And these might be some basic questions for people going to different countries, but specifically in Japan, there are different ways to get a phone or a SIM. And I have seen a lot of students who just come here, don't do much research and get a phone, get a SIM and tend to pay a lot compared to what they could have. And being here for 3 years, I have learned a number of ways where you can get cheap ways to get phones and a SIM contract. So this video is specifically for people who are looking to save up a bit, who don't want to pay enormous amount of money for mobile contract. So if you are someone who doesn't need to worry about money, no need to watch this video, you can skip this and watch the other videos in the study abroad category. For this one, it's basically about how you can save up money in your mobile contract and phone contract. So I'll be talking about the basic 3 ways that I have learned studying here in Japan, specifically in Beppu. Maybe in Tokyo or Osaka or Kyoto, in different cities it might be a bit different, but specifically for Beppu, these are the 3 ways that you can get a phone and a SIM connection. So number one basic way is to get a phone and a SIM contract together. So this is the most common way that you will see your friends or anyone in Japan get a phone contract. And honestly, this is one of the most expensive way, and you get connected to a full 2-year contract. You get the phone from the same company as you get the SIM. And the top 3 companies in Japan are au, SoftBank and Docomo. And whenever you get in a contract with them, it's mostly 2 years and you have to pay for both the phone and for the SIM connection. And the SIM connection has different plans and different rates. But roughly whatever phone you get, either it's Samsung or Apple or any other brand, you roughly get to pay around 8 to 10,000 yen every month for 2 years for that phone and that plan. And this is, in my opinion, a really big amount to pay for just getting a SIM connection. Because what I have seen, when you come to Japan and you come to study abroad, mostly you will be using internet more than calling. So in those cases, you're more required to have an internet connection, not good calling rates. But the big companies, they don't take that into account and they have plans that include both the calling and the internet. And when you put that together along with the price of the phone, it becomes a huge amount. And I don't think as a student when you come here, you need to invest that much amount on just a phone. In case of the method 1, I don't recommend people who already have phones in their home country or don't plan to spend much. So don't go for method 1. Now going to method 2. Method 2 is when you bring a phone from your country and you just get the SIM connection here in Japan. So this is a method that many people don't know, or many have the misconception that if you bring a phone from your country it might not work. So the main thing that you need to bear in mind is when you have a phone in your own country, to check with the operator or the shop you bought the phone from that the phone is internationally unlocked. So if the phone is internationally unlocked, there are a few mobile operators or telecommunication companies whose SIMs will work with you. So I have listed a few in the description of the video, you can check them out. But I myself use Rakuten, and you can use others like Y Mobile, JP Smart SIM and many others. And these SIM operators will let you use their SIMs in your phone regardless of you buying the phone in Japan or in your home country. And this plan, in my opinion, is the cheapest. So in this case, you get the phone from your home country and here you get the SIM. So in this plan, you will roughly be paying 3,000 to 5,000 yen per month. And the plan I got myself was from Rakuten. It's around 3,000 yen per month, where I get 7 GB of internet per month and free calls up to 5 minutes to any Japanese number. And in my case, I don't call people much directly on phone. I call them on Messenger or any other app that uses internet to call. So in that case, I mainly use the internet. But as most of the places I go to, and even in my home, as since I have Wi-Fi, I don't normally use the full 7 GB of my internet. So in my case, this is the best plan for anyone coming to Japan. So if you're coming and you have a phone already in your home, don't leave that phone and come here and buy a new phone, get a contract and pay a huge amount of money. just bring that over and get a contract here, which is in my opinion the cheapest way and the best way to get a SIM connection. And finally, the third way, which is kind of self-explanatory, is when you buy the phone here in Japan but not in a contract. So when you buy the phone with the full money, so if you buy an iPhone or a Samsung, you pay the full 70 or 80,000 yen altogether, and then you get the SIM contract from the operators I talked. You can get from Rakuten, UI Mobile, JP Smart SIM, or many other operators, and that way you buy the phone fresh, new. So in any cases you have plans to buy a new phone, I suggest you not to buy it on a contract. So you might be thinking like, why I am discouraging people to buy phones on a contract. It's completely okay in my opinion if you want to buy a phone in contract. If you can afford it, it's all okay. But as a student, I think buying in a contract is not a logical way to buy. If you're someone who is going to be doing a job, and it's okay for you to keep on paying a specific amount of money, but as a student, you don't know how your student life will go because you're just coming here. So I don't suggest you to just come and start making the contract, because you don't know what your expenses will be and how you will be living your life. So in that case, it's better to take it slow, because if you take the contract, it's a contract of 2 years and you can't get out of the contract, and even if you get out, there are a lot of fines that you need to pay. I have seen a lot of people who get into trouble just by not paying those money. So there's a lot of charges inside those contracts that if you just come and you don't know Japanese, you might not know what is in those contracts, and you might not know what consequences you might face by not paying bills on time and by cancelling the contract. So in those cases, it's tough for anyone new to understand. So that's why I don't recommend a 2 years contract. Moreover, you might have plans to go on exchange. So a lot of people who come to my university, APU, they go on exchange in their second or third year. So if you're someone who plans to go on exchange, there's no point of you getting a 2-year contract. So that's the main thing. Like, you don't know what's going to happen in those 2 years. You might go on exchange, you might go for a summer break, you might go in different directions. So you don't need that 2-year contract, because suppose in the break, 4 months of break every year, and during those months when you're not in Japan, you go back to your home country, and those 2 months you're not using your phone here. So in those cases, when you have a contract, you must pay the bill. But if you are doing it independently, you have options to cancel it. So that's why I don't recommend a 2-year contract. I hope you guys like this video. It was a simple explanation of how you can get a phone in cheap, depending on which method you choose, 1, 2 or 3. Because I get so many questions for so many prospective students who want to come in Japan, and I believe making these videos will help them and also help me save my time. Instead of typing all my answers, I can just link them to my video. So let me know in the comments below if you have any more questions about studying abroad in Japan or studying abroad in general. I will try to answer them in my next video. Thanks for watching.